Greetings, Ascending Starseed. I am Kaya Nexus, Pleiadian emissary of the Council of the Five Sisters, and today I bring a realignment transmission. Your frequencies of abundance are awakening, and the universe asks that you listen with an open heart. What is arriving to you is sacred, and it requires inner silence. If you enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing. Most people who watch are not subscribed yet. Starseed. Something is happening inside your dream space that your logical mind cannot fully track, yet your soul already recognizes it as familiar. The solar field around your world is not just active, it is speaking, and it is speaking in a language older than words: frequency, geometry, memory, and resonance. Many of you have felt it lately. Your nights are different, your days feel permeable, and time itself seems to widen like a doorway that never used to be there. And here is the part that may unsettle you in the most liberating way. This is not an event arriving from outside. It is a convergence you are already inhabiting, a condition of the field where parallel expressions of you are close enough to feel one another. That is why certain places feel familiar before you can name them. That is why you recognize atmospheres, faces, and missions without having any story to attach. Tonight, we will move beyond speculation and into Pleiadiano clarity. We will reveal why Dreamtime is becoming your primary integration chamber, how the sun is carrying cosmic memory codes, and how your lineage is reassembling through lived experience rather than mental recall. Because if you understand what is truly unfolding, you will stop resisting the expansion, and you will finally realize why your dreams have been calling you back to a place you never truly left. Beloved Starseed, let us begin with a truth your nervous system has always known, even when your education denied it. Your sun is not merely a burning sphere. It is a conscious intelligence, a living coherence being that has held a relationship with Gaia across epochs beyond the reach of your current linear memory. The sun has watched you through civilizations rising and dissolving, through bodies you no longer remember, through languages that never survived into your textbooks. And yet, your cells remember the sun as a companion. This is why solar activity can feel intimate, almost personal, because in a multidimensional sense, it is. As the Pleiadiano transmit, solar waves are not commands. They are harmonic carrier fields. They do not push you, they tune you. When solar streams intensify, what you experience is not random symptoms or spiritual chaos. You are feeling the field become more conductive for memory resonance. Imagine a radio signal. The song already exists in the air, but when the receiver aligns, the melody becomes audible. Solar surges are like the moment the receiver finally locks onto the frequency of your greater self. This is why Dreamtime is changing first. Dreamtime is the environment where your awareness can safely widen without needing to translate everything into language. In waking life, the mind is trained to demand sequence, proof, and labels. In Dreamtime, awareness moves by recognition, by the immediate knowing of this is true, without a verbal argument. Solar codes naturally enter through Dreamtime because Dreamtime is a high bandwidth interface. It can carry multiple layers of information at once: images, emotions, orientations, even entire missions, without fragmenting you. And now, the gift. Your sun is delivering solar cosmic memory codes, not memories as a story, but memory as containers that open through resonance. Some of you feel this as déjà vu that doesn't attach to any known event. Some feel it as sudden emotional waves that don't match your current circumstances, yet feel strangely clean, like an ancient file being unsealed. Others feel the urge to change direction in life without being able to justify it. This is not confusion. It is timeline proximity. Parallel strands of your own soul field moving close enough to share recognition. You may ask, why now? Because the field is ready for stabilized convergence, not chaotic awakening. For many lifetimes, starseeds were activated in bursts, beautiful but destabilizing, like lightning. What is arriving now is different. It is a steady coherence that trains your body to hold expansion. The sun acts like a stabilizer that keeps the memory codes from flooding you too quickly. It brings remembrance in a way your nervous system can embody, not merely admire. And here is where the transmission becomes deeply practical. The sun is not awakening you into abstraction. It is awakening you into function. Many of you are noticing that dreams are not only symbolic, they are procedural. You return to places that feel like unity chambers, corridors, halls, platforms, crystalline archives. You move with competence you did not learn. You coordinate with presences you recognize through posture and atmosphere, not identity. That competence is memory, but not the mental kind. It is the muscle memory of the soul. As the Pleiadiano transmit, the most powerful sign that you are receiving solar codes is not drama. It is a quiet shift into coherence. You begin to feel less desperate for certainty and more capable of holding mystery. You begin to trust your inner calibration, and you start sensing the next phase forming beneath your life like a tide building in the deep. Because the sun is not only sending light, it is sending permission. Permission for your many expressions to recognize one another without fear. And in a moment, you will understand why these codes are not meant to be decoded by the mind, but lived by the dreamer. Because the real activation is not in what you remember, it's in what you become able to hold. Beloved ones, dream time is not a random theater. Dream time is a meeting field, a multi-dimensional environment where your awareness can assemble itself across strands without requiring linear continuity. This is why you may wake with very little storyline, yet feel deeply informed. The mind wants events, the soul receives field states, and right now, the field state of Earth is supportive of lineage reassembly. As the Pleiadiano transmit, there are phases of remembrance. The earliest phase is not recollection, it is proximity. You begin to sense that other versions of you, parallel expressions, neighboring lifelines, alternate roles, are near enough to create resonance. This proximity expresses itself as layered perception. You walk through your day, and suddenly a place feels like it has a second atmosphere behind it. You speak to someone and feel you have met them before, but not in this timeline. You hear a tone, a frequency, a phrase, and it unlocks a feeling that doesn't come from your current biography. That is your dream time field, preparing to host the convergence. In dream time, the architecture often appears as repeating environments, luminous corridors, open platforms, crystalline halls, water-adjacent temples, star map chambers. These are not fantasy settings. They are stability structures, coherent spaces designed for your awareness to rest inside higher bandwidth without breaking into anxiety. The reason these spaces repeat is simple. Repetition is how the field builds continuity. If a space appears 3 times, it is stabilizing. If it appears 5 times or more, a lineage thread is integrating with ease. This is not superstition. It is pattern intelligence. Within these unity chambers, identity reveals itself differently than on Earth. You do not enter and announce, "I am this person." Instead, you enter and you simply function. You become the navigator without needing a certificate. You become the coordinator without needing recognition. You become the archivist, the healer, the stabilizer, the observer. This is why many of you feel calm authority in dreams. You are remembering competence without ego. And you may notice something else. Communication is often non-verbal, yet complete. A glance conveys alignment. A gesture signals readiness. Presence itself is the agreement. This is lineage, not bloodline lineage. Soul lineage, the continuity of a traveling consciousness that has served across dimensions and worlds. Many starseeds carry Pleiadian lineage threads not as a story, but as a frequency signature. When solar codes intensify, they activate that signature, and dream time becomes a gathering place where soul groups reassemble through resonance. You may find yourself in a hall where you recognize others without names. You may feel deep trust immediately. You may sense councils without hierarchy, collective intelligence aligning through shared being. Now, there is a key instruction here, and it will change how you integrate. Do not chase interpretation. You are not meant to reconstruct a linear history. You are meant to allow felt coherence to settle into your waking life. The mind wants to label every symbol. The Dreamtime field wants to recalibrate your nervous system to hold multidimensional truth. The simplest practice is gentle witnessing. When you wake, note 3 things without analysis: the place, 2, the primary presence, 3, the dominant tone. That is enough. Presence is the fertilizer. Over-analysis is the freeze. As these unity chambers stabilize, you begin to notice that Dreamtime is not only personal, it is communal. It is a shared convergence field where soul groups synchronize missions through movement rather than discussion. And once you realize Dreamtime is shared, you will understand why your waking choices are starting to shift, as if an unseen agreement is guiding you. The ebook, The Pleiadian Map of Personal Transmutation, a profound guide that reveals how to raise your frequency, purify old patterns, and activate your true multidimensional identity. This map teaches you how to move through the 7 Pleiadian phases of energetic transmutation, using practical techniques, realignment exercises, vibrational protocols, and consciousness expansion rituals that accelerate your spiritual evolution. Attention! Limited edition. The link to get yours is in the first pinned comment. Starseed, you have experienced a kind of knowing that arrives without a trail of logic. You simply know. It lands fully formed, calm, complete. That is not guessing. That is pre-verbal memory. Memory that exists beneath language, beneath narrative, beneath the habit of turning everything into a story. And now, under the current solar conditions, pre-verbal memory is surfacing because the sun is delivering not sentences, but harmonic keys. As the Pleiadiano transmit, much of your galactic memory is organized by vibration, not chronology. On Earth, you were trained to understand time as a line, past, present, future. But in the higher bandwidth, memory is stored as fields, containers that open when your frequency matches them. This is why remembrance right now feels unlike recalling childhood. It feels like being immersed in an atmosphere that tells you what it is through sensation. You wake up feeling oriented, even if you cannot recount events. That is the signature of pre-verbal integration. Dreamtime is perfect for this because the dreaming awareness naturally understands without translating. In a dream, you do not say, "This symbol means." You move, respond, recognize, participate. Meaning arrives as a total field. And that is exactly how cosmic memory wants to return, as lived coherence, not as intellectual trivia. This is why many of you are dreaming in vivid sensory languages. Color fields, geometric halls, crystalline structures, corridors of light, star map platforms. Color in Dreamtime is not decoration. It is communication. Deep indigo may transmit steadiness, guardianship, calm authority. Soft gold may transmit belonging, reunion, safe arrival. Vibrant tones may signal activation, transition, or collective gathering. You feel the meaning immediately. Geometry, too, is not abstract. It is inhabitable space. You enter latticed chambers, proportioned halls, spiral corridors, and you know where to stand and how to move. Movement becomes meaning. Competence becomes identity. This is how pre-verbal memory integrates, through action and orientation, not explanation. You may find yourself coordinating with others without speech, adjusting structures, stabilizing fields, traveling through luminous corridors. The environment itself teaches you how to move because the environment is made of intelligence. You are not in a place. You are in a living interface. And as you move, it moves with you. Here is the subtle miracle. These experiences may begin to echo into your waking life. You might find colors in your daily world feel louder, more expressive, more alive. Spaces may feel like they hold energy signatures. You may sense geometry and architecture and feel a strange familiarity with certain forms. Your body may naturally seek coherence, hydration, rest, silence, sunlight. Not as discipline, more like your system is being trained to stay tuned. Now, notice the emotional component. Pre-verbal memory often arrives with a tone of calm certainty. Not excitement, not panic. A quiet, "this is real," without needing proof. That calm is important. It is the body recognizing that remembrance is safe. And the more you trust that calm, the more the field can open without triggering the mind's defense mechanisms. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. Some of you will soon realize that your dreams are not only showing you symbols, they are training you in frequency leadership, how to hold coherence in a chaotic world without becoming chaotic inside. But to understand that, you must first accept the next truth. Dreamtime is becoming shared, coordinated, and collective, and you are not the only one arriving there. Beloved ones, as the dreamtime field stabilizes, many of you are beginning to sense something that feels both intimate and vast. Dreamtime is becoming communal. Not in a dramatic, cinematic way, but in a simple, unmistakable way. Like arriving somewhere and realizing the space already has a rhythm, already has movement, already has purpose. You are not making it up. You are entering a convergence field where multiple soul trajectories intersect because the planetary conditions now allow for proximity without distortion. As the Pleiadiano transmit, shared dream fields do not require permission slips from the mind. They operate through resonance. You are drawn to certain environments because your frequency matches their function. You meet certain presences because your lineage recognizes their tone. And coordination happens because the field itself supports alignment. This alignment rarely feels like a meeting with agendas. It feels like a flow. You know when to move, when to pause, when to gather. Events have pacing. Presence has timing. Cooperation feels frictionless. One of the most healing aspects of shared dream fields is that they often remove hierarchy. Instead of authority based on status, there is authority based on coherence. The most stable presence becomes the stabilizer. The clearest orientation becomes the navigator. The quietest intelligence becomes the archivist. Roles are not assigned, they are recognized. This is why you may feel in dreams that you already know what to do. It is not arrogance, it is remembrance of function. Recurring environments become stabilization hubs in this process. You return to certain halls, water-adjacent temples, open platforms, crystalline corridors, or vessel-like interiors. Each return adds continuity. The layout remains consistent enough to feel known, while subtle variations deepen the experience. These spaces hold coherence like a tuning chamber holds a note. And when you arrive, your nervous system relaxes into the resonance of the space, which makes integration easier. Within these hubs, lineage harmonization unfolds through shared activity. You might be adjusting a lattice of light with others. You might be moving in synchrony through a corridor that responds to collective pacing. You might witness councils that coordinate without speech. Attention aligns, presence agrees, the field shifts, and everyone moves. The human mind may crave dialogue. The higher field uses orientation. You feel what is needed, and you respond. This has consequences in your waking life. You may start noticing that certain collaborations feel inevitable, while others feel draining. You may feel a pull towards service, creativity, teaching, healing, building, or stabilizing without needing an external reason. This is not fantasy. This is the shared dream field imprinting into waking time, guiding you toward coherence-based choices. Are these truths expanding your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. As the shared dream field becomes more accessible, you will begin to realize that the sun is not the only intelligence participating. There are broader galactic harmonics, Pleiadian, and yes, sometimes Arcturian supportive frequencies, working together to keep the field gentle. But the most surprising part is this: the next phase is not happening out there. It is anchoring into your body, your relationships, and your daily decisions, quietly, steadily, and unmistakably. Starseed, the moment dream time begins to stabilize, your waking life starts to change. Not through sudden drama, but through quiet inevitability. You may notice that choices become clearer without you thinking harder. You may feel a calm certainty that doesn't need justification. You may sense that your identity is becoming broader, more inclusive, less reactive. This is integration. And integration is not an idea, it is embodiment. As the Pleiadian transmit, purpose is not meant to feel like a riddle you must solve. Purpose is meant to feel like orientation, a subtle internal compass that guides you toward coherence. When Dreamtime reassembly deepens, you begin to sense what fits and what doesn't, with startling simplicity. You may outgrow environments that once felt normal. You may feel less tolerant of noise, energetic noise, emotional noise, relational noise. This is not judgment. This is frequency hygiene. Many of you will notice that you start becoming more spacious in relationships. You can hold multiple perspectives without collapsing into conflict. You can witness others without needing to fix them. You can walk away from dynamics that distort your field, not from resentment, but from clarity. This is one of the most obvious signs that solar codes are integrating. You become less addicted to reaction and more devoted to coherence. There is also a different kind of leadership emerging. Not leadership as dominance, but leadership as stabilization. Some of you are being trained in dream time to hold steadiness in environments of complexity. You are learning how to enter a field and bring calm through your presence. In waking life, this may show up as people feeling safer around you, even if they cannot explain why. It may show up as you becoming the one who can breathe when others panic. This is not ego, it is function. Now you may still encounter challenges, fatigue, emotional purges, strange waves of sensitivity. But understand, sensitivity is not weakness, it is data. The more your system becomes coherent, the more it detects incoherence. The practice is not to numb. The practice is to stabilize. Sunlight, hydration, grounding movement, silence, and gentle boundaries. Your body is learning to be a living translator of cosmic frequency, and translators need clean signal. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. The deeper your waking life integrates, the more you will realize that dream time is not only giving you information, it is giving you protocols, practices, alignments, activations. And there is one specific pre-sleep realignment that, when done with consistency, can dramatically increase ease, clarity, and dream coherence. We will give it now, not as a ritual of belief, but as a technology of resonance. Beloved ones, what we will offer now is an optimum Pleiadian alignment practice, a pre-sleep activation designed to help you receive solar codes with ease, stabilize dream coherence, and allow integration to occur without strain. This is not a performance. This is not a test. It is a gentle arrangement of attention that tells your system, I am safe to expand. As the Pleiadian transmit, safety is the doorway through which remembrance enters the body. Begin by preparing your sleep space as a coherence chamber. Reduce harsh stimulation if possible. Allow the environment to become softer. You are signaling to your nervous system that you are entering a different bandwidth. Lie down or sit comfortably and let your breath become natural. No forcing, no counting. Just feel the breath as the simplest rhythm of embodiment, the anchor that keeps multidimensional awareness from becoming ungrounded. Now bring attention to the crown of your head. Not as a concept, but as a felt space, subtle, open, quietly luminous. Imagine it like a calm night sky, receptive, vast, and still. Allow the crown to feel like a gentle doorway. Then, without straining, sense the presence of your sun. not as a distant object, but as a familiar intelligence that has always been in relationship with your body. The sun's consciousness does not travel to you across distance. It meets you through resonance, like a memory waking up. Invite the solar presence to touch the crown with warmth, not burning, not overwhelming, warmth that feels like recognition. And as that warmth arrives, imagine a thread of light, soft and steady, forming between crown and heart. This thread is not metaphor. It is a coherence bridge. It stabilizes the incoming codes by passing them through the heart's intelligence before they move into the cellular field. Now let the light flow downward, forehead, throat, chest, spine, like a gentle river of gold-white coherence. As it moves, do not try to make something happen. Your body already knows how to receive. Your only role is to allow. Feel the solar codes as a kind of subtle ordering, as if scattered pieces within you are finding their correct place without effort. Then bring awareness to your DNA, not visually, but as a felt inner architecture. Imagine the light weaving through your cellular lattice as a soft illumination, waking memory containers through harmonic match. You may feel tingles, waves, emotional release, or simple calm. All are valid. This is integration. And if nothing seems to happen, that is also valid. The field can be working quietly beyond sensation. Now speak inwardly, once, with sincerity. I consent to receive only what I can integrate with grace. This single line is powerful because it sets a boundary that the field respects. As the Pleiadiano transmit, clear consent creates clean signal. Then allow sleep to approach naturally, trusting dream time to become the chamber where integration completes itself. The codes will continue working while you sleep because your dreaming awareness can hold multiple layers without strain. If you do this practice consistently, you may begin to notice a new phenomenon, dream continuity, that feels like returning to the same place, with the same presences and the same sense of purpose. When that happens, you are not imagining it. You are entering the stabilized convergence corridor. And the final phase is not about more dreams. It is about living as a coherent multidimensional human, here, now, on Gaia. Beloved Starseed, the final arc of this transmission is not mystical fantasy, it is embodiment. The convergence you are experiencing is meant to become lived reality, not a private spiritual hobby. When dreamtime recognition stabilizes and when solar codes integrate through the body, something changes in the simplest parts of your life. How you walk into a room, how you respond to conflict, how you choose your next step. The convergence becomes less remarkable and more familiar, like a background harmony that supports everything you do. As the Pleiadiano transmit, coherence is the true power, not charisma, not intensity. Coherence. Coherence is the capacity to remain aligned with your deepest frequency even when external conditions fluctuate. And this is what your Dreamtime training has been preparing you for, to hold steadiness in a world that often rewards fragmentation. You may notice now that you can sense the energetic truth of things quickly. What is distorted, what is clean, what is aligned, what is performative. This discernment is not cynicism. It is multidimensional perception settling into the nervous system. The most profound sign of successful integration is that your life starts organizing itself around resonance. You no longer force your path. You feel your path. Opportunities that match your frequency begin to appear with strange ease. People who belong in your next chapter recognize you without needing elaborate introductions. Creative ideas arrive in complete packages, and you begin to sense that you are being guided by an intelligence that is not separate from you. It is you, in your expanded form. This also brings a softer relationship with time. You stop treating time like an enemy. You start feeling time as a field. You become less anxious about being late because you sense alignment is more important than speed. You begin to honor integration cycles. Rest, silence, sunlight, dream time. You understand that you are not here to burn out for approval. You are here to anchor frequency into matter. That requires rhythm. And yes, some of you will face a final inner test, the temptation to make this about identity badges. Who am I? What planet? What rank? Beloved ones, the field is not asking for labels. The field is asking for function. Be the stabilizer. Be the transmitter. Be the gentle leader. Be the one who brings calm into rooms that forgot how to breathe. That is the living proof of convergence. Now feel what is true. You are not accessing something outside yourself. You are meeting your own expanded architecture in a field that now supports proximity between your expressions. That is why it feels like coming home without needing to announce it. The process has been prepared with care. The pacing has been kind. And you are not alone in it. Many are arriving at these same thresholds, and the shared dream field is only the beginning of a larger collective coherence on Gaia. Once you accept that this is real, you will stop waiting for permission. You will stop outsourcing your knowing. You will embody the frequency you have been sensing all along, quietly, steadily, unmistakably. Because the convergence is not tomorrow. It is now. If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light.